Okay, so today we'll be talking about the eText templates basically. So what is an eText template? So we go with the eText templates in the BI publisher uh, whenever we wanted to create a report basically to get the electronic data exchange format. So most of times whenever most of applications, almost all the times, we need a report to be created in such a way that that report will go as a file to the banks or go as a file to the other third party vendors like that. Typically they expect the files in the EDA format, electronic data exchange format, and other format is called EFT format. So basically typically we need to generate the file in this format. If you wanted to generate the file in these formats, this type of generation of data is called eText templates. So typically in eText template creation is similar to what we create in the typical BA publisher, but the mechanism of creating the eText template is little bit different than how we create the typical BA publisher layouts basically. Okay, and typically in EA templates, basically we design it using a tables. Basically in the BA publisher, in a Word document, we create the data in the form of a tables, and in the table, basically each record is represented by a table. Each record means whenever you generate a file. Okay, so let us say whenever you generate a file, that file will have records, right? What is a file? Basically in data model, when we create a data model through BA publisher, that data model example, let me open. So what happens typically when we generate the file, XML file out of the Fusion applications, basically we get the data in the XML format, right? So each of this is called a record, right? Each of this is called a record. Okay, so eText format, typically what happens is, so in the eText format, each record, whatever I was showing here, each record is represented by a table basically. And each row in the table corresponds to a field in a record. So if people, I'm going to show this everything by practical in a while. I'm just giving the fundamental. So typically what happens is, let us say this is how is the format of the eText file. This is how we need to create a eText file. It is a format basically. In this format, whatever I was telling, as I said, EFT and EDA templates are designed using tables. It is a table. The data, whatever we are planning to bring in the file, though it has to be represented in the table basically. It is a table. So this table, what is there? This table having the say priority code or a mutual, sorry, it has a bank account number, payer, tax identifier. So everything is one field. These set of fields are called a record. So each record will be created in this table basically. Okay, just to understand. So we're going to understand what is the meaning of each and everything. So when I say it is created in the table, and each table represents one record, and each row represents a field. It is one field. It is one field. It is one field. It is one field. That's the meaning of it. And the column of the table specifies the position, what position the record has to be printed, or each record, each field is discriminated by the comma or semicolon, how we delimit the field between each fields. So the columns of the table specify the position, length, format, data, everything basically. And the formats can also require special handling of data from the input file. So basically, special handling of data means what kind of file you are going to create. Are you going to create a comma delimited file? Are you going to create a semicolon delimited file? Or you are not creating a delimited file, but you are creating a position based file. Maybe I have my file in such a way that first 10 characters is the first name and second or next 20 characters are the last name, something like that. If you define the data by position, that is called position delimited. So similarly, how do you want to sort the data in the file? So all those things are called special handling, and those special handling can be defined at two levels. One is a global level, means we are going to apply this functionality across all the data in the file. Another one is record level. When I say record level, this is a record. At record level, we can define the formulas here saying that, hey, within this record, sort the data like that, or within this record, if this condition is satisfied, then only print the record. Something we can keep like that. Okay, so that is the typical properties we'll be having in EFT or EDA templates. Only difference between this electronic file transfer and electronic data interchange file formats is EFT is a fixed position based and EDA is delimiter based. What is a fixed position based and what is delimiter based? Delimiter based means every file, as I say, a file is there. The file has 10 fields. Each field is delimited by comma or semicolon, some character. That is called a delimiter. If I say my file first 10 characters is the bank name, next 20 characters is the payment method, something like that, then that number, then it is called a position based. So we can create the ETEXT, and both of these formats are come under ETEXT template. So we can create ETEXT template through EFT, that is fixed position based, or through EDA through delimiter based. And we will be using these formats very, very frequently in most of our implementations. So most of our outbound integrations from the Fusion applications will be, most of times will be created either of these two methods basically. So knowing these things is very important, especially for the Fusion implementations. Okay, so this is the typical format. How does it look like? As I said, it is a table. Each table represents a record. Each column represents, each row represents a field, and we can in the table level we can define the columns where we can say position, length, format, data like that. And also we can give a commands like what format of data, is it fixed position based or delimiter position based, what character set this data is going to have. When a new record comes, what is the character? New record comes means once record is completed, if you want to go to next record, how do we define that? Which character defines that is a carriage written, that is a new line is the one which defines record by record. Similarly, we can define more properties at sequence level, incremental level, many things like that. So it is a simple format. How does it look like? Okay, so now let us try to understand beginning from this. So when I say commands, what is a command? When I say these levels, what is the meaning of each of these things? And once we understand that, we'll go ahead and create a simple ETEXT template of both EFT and EDI, and we deploy in the Fusion application and see how it is running. Okay, now I'm saying the commands here. So what do you mean by command? So commands, basically commands that applies globally, or that commands can be defined, or command that define program elements for the template. Basically, what is the commands will do? These commands will do, as I said, these commands will say how what is the behavior of our file. That's what the command says. Okay, so example, we have some setup commands, and these setup commands is must to create any template. These setup commands will be given at the beginning of the file. So these commands will say that when I define a setup command like this, then this setup command will take two values, command name and command value. So this setup command here I have given three. Basically, this setup commands, basically one is for fixed position based, other one is for delimiter based. This example I'm saying we have many setup commands basically. After that, in this example, I have given three setup commands here. It is template type, means we are saying that what type of template you are going to create in this file. When I say fixed position based, I'm going to create fixed position file. If I say delimiter based, I'm going to create delimiter based file. That's how we can divide it. Okay, so let us say, so I'm going to let us say if I wanted to create a fixed position based, so fixed position or delimiter based, basically what I need to do, this is the first step. Basically, we have to give the setup command saying that what kind of file you're going to create here. Okay, so let us say I'm going to create the fixed position based. Okay, so this setup command is must, that should be given at the beginning basically. Okay, so once we give the command, and these commands, as I said, we can give it global level, or we can give it table level as well. So this is another format what I am showing here, the table level, where basically once you define the table, for each record you can create some condition like a display condition. Display condition means if name having some character, then only print it, else don't print it, something like that. So we can define if conditions, that is called constructs. We can define the constructs at the table level. It is called table level condition, data table level condition, and it is called it's global level condition because at the whole file we are giving a condition here. So we have several commands exist. Okay, so this is one example. If you see here, these are one commands we are giving a global level, and there's another commands we are giving at the table level. Okay, and basically command rows are used to specify commands in the templates, and command rows always has two columns. As I said, it has two values. One is the command name, other one is the command parameter. Okay, and these commands do not have any headings. Actually, if you see here, this command doesn't have any heading. Basically, we have just given the command name and command value, that's it. You can just give it like that. If you see anything name and value, that is nothing but a command. Okay, and this command controls the overall setup and record structures of the template. That's it. It controls how the data should be displayed. Basically, that is more important. If you take typical BI XML publisher templates, when we are using, typically there we can drag and drop the field, and we can keep some for loops, and we can do some grouping like that. And along with that, these ETEXT templates need additional formatting and additional command prompts. Okay, and also if it is a ETEXT template, if you see there's a blank rows inserted here, it's a blank row here, it is a blank row here, there are many blank rows. So what we can do, we can insert blank rows at anywhere in the table to improve readability. Basically, it is just to improve the readability. It doesn't mean that blank row will be taken by the BI publisher engine. You can do that, and you can also give a headings like this. It is also it is just an information. BI publisher won't take out all these things into factor. It only takes out the values based on the tags names that you give like that. Okay, right. So now we are talking about commands, and I'm also talking about position, length, format, data, some headings, right? They're actually data column header rows. Okay, and these data column header rows specify the column headings actually. Like as I said, if it is position based, then it's a position, length, format, padding, and comments. And similarly, if it's delimiter based, then it is a delimiter. What is a delimiter field like that? Okay, and these column header row must come before any data rows in the table. Before any data rows like person number, first name, last name, like that. Before any of these data fields defined, before that we have to define these column headers actually. Okay, and typically this column header typically follows by one command called level. It is a level command. Any column header follows by the level command. This level command is very important, which I'm going to talk in a while. And coming to these column headers, we can also insert blank row between these column headers. We have a provision for that. That is also for readability. We can keep adding blank rows between the column headers basically. Okay, so next thing is level. if you see in all the templates, I'm keeping the level here. So what is the level? Basically, level is nothing but, let us say, if we have, yesterday we are talking about master-child relationship values. So this is one which I have shown here. Here it is a master, location is the master, and child is the person number. Okay, under this location, we have these many children. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this one G_1 is completed and G_2 is completed, which is beginning from here, right? Similarly, next parent, Atlanta location, these are all the children. Basically, we have many children here, right? So here what we have defined, we have a parent here, we have a children here. Okay, so what level will do here in the ETEXT template, what level will do, this level associates the table to an element from the XML data file that establishes the hierarchy. To establish the hierarchy, we have to use the level basically. Okay, so if I say level, okay, if I say level G2, it means it starts with the parent level. For each parent, loop all the records under each parent, then I have to create one more level record called level G1. So what I do, I will create level G2 here, okay, level G2 here, and under level G2, I'll give the location details here, and here I will create another level as G1, and I will give the children of that location. So that to define the hierarchies between our data. If it is an example here, in this example, we have the payments common request header is the parent. Under that, we have the payments common preamble is the child. Okay, so in that case, what happens? I can start my level with the request header here, and I can give the data of the request header here, and then I can open another level here at the bottom, and I can create next the child of this payments common here. Okay, so we're going to do that. So to establish the relationship between to establish the hierarchy, basically level is the one which will play a key role basically. Okay, so that is very important to understand. Okay, still whatever we discussed, let's start creating a simple data. So we already have data here. Yesterday we created, we have a data model which is this one. And with this data model, what we will do, we will just try to create with the commands whatever we learned. We will try to create one ETEXT, one position based template, and one delimited based template. Okay, so it is the one, so which we can copy. So I'm just going to take the So what typically I do to create any ETEXT templates, we have two ways. Either you can, because an ETEXT template is not like drag and drop like how we do. To create ETEXT template, the typical way what we need to follow is, let me show you that. Okay, so typically what we need to do whenever we install a BA publisher, in our computer, typically it will be installed here. It will be installed in the BA publisher desktop, right? Whenever you install a plugin, you get a BA publisher desktop. Okay, so this tool will have this information, basically some BA publisher user guide, something like that. Okay, and here we have something called samples. If you click on samples, in the samples you can download whatever templates you are trying to work on. So we have something called ETEXT templates. If you go to the ETEXT templates, basically It is the ETEXT templates. In the ETEXT templates, you could be able to get the sample template basically, because it is a sample template. Basically, here you can get the information here. So basically, it is just a sample data. What it doesn't work. Typically, it will have the sample data along with the format actually. So typically what you can do, you can start copying this data and use it to prepare your files. So typically these examples will have all commands which can be possible in any text template. That text template can be position based or delimited based. It will have all the information basically. Once you have that information, then it will be easy for us to create the ETEXT template. So I'm having this sample. With this sample, I will start creating my templates. Okay, and what happens is once you create the template, okay, then how do you validate? Once you create the template, to validate the template, basically what happens is once you create the template, in our previous case, we went and preview the data from here. But in the ETEXT templates, you cannot do that. In ETEXT template, to validate the data, typically what you need to do, you have to go again to the BI Publisher desktop. We have something called template viewer. You have to use this template viewer to validate our data basically. Okay, so let's start creating our file. Let me make mine as primary, else this computer will be okay. So I'll keep it aside, and okay, so it is my blank page, so I'm going to delete everything. So my intention is to create a sample template. Okay, so based on this. Okay, so what I will do, everything, all this is information till here, so I won't bother about that. I will just get this these things at least. So I got my character set is ISO 88591. Most of times we use this, but sometimes if you use special characters like Japanese characters, or if you use other characters, then the character set might change basically. Okay, oh sorry, get it. And then as I said in my PPT, we should say what is the template type basically. That is more important. Okay, so we have to define the template type here. So I will just insert a row, and I would say template type. So I would say template type as fixed position based, delimited based, what you want it to. So let us say I wanted to go with a delimited based. Okay, you wanted to go with the delimited based. So it is my setup command is ready, the primary command saying that what kind of file you are going to create basically. Okay, once you create it, then once you have the setup command, one has setup command ready saying what file you're going to create, next thing is to start printing the data. So to print the data, we know how to create the data rows here. Before that, as I said, with the beginning of everything should be the level, right? The level actually says says what data, what XML data file we are trying to pull. Okay, so the level is more important basically. So what I will do, I will again go to my sample data here. I will just go for the level here, and I will try to pull this value only level. I'm not worrying about remaining everything, so I will. So I just want to pull the level. So while pulling the level, So before pulling the level, so actually we should know what file we are working on. So we know we are working on this file, right? So in the level, we have to identify the parent of that. So G_2 is the parent. So what I will do, I will say that the level is G_2. It is my level. Okay, we got the level. And what next? Next thing we need to do is we need to create the records basically. So what I will do, I will copy all these things. Okay, so mine is delimited based. So this is actually position based. So this one won't work. So let me see if I have the sample has the delimiter based. No, this doesn't have a delimiter based. So let me go back to my this sample also everything is position based actually. So we don't have delimiter based, but I know what columns will be there if it is a delimiter based. So let me create some. So let me get it. So I have that. This is the one which will have the delimiter based basically. So this delimiter based will have the maximum length. So what length is your column name? Number of the maximum length that can take this column name, and what is the format? The format can have three formats. One is alpha numeric, means it is character format. Other one is date format, and other one is the number format. We have three kinds of format basically. And again, next thing is that will say maximum length, format, data. So what data you are trying to display here basically? So what data you're trying to display here? Because I am in G_2, I might try to display the location name. So I'm going to have the location name here. And next it will say that as it is delimiter based, we have to mention the delimiter here, saying that after it is print, the next one is we have delimited by the comma here. So next it takes one maximum length, and again it's an alphanumeric, and it has to delimit by the comma. Similarly, once it is that, next one is a country. It takes up to 20 characters, and next one is comma, and next 20 characters. Next one is town or country. And comments, you can give any comments here. It will be a publisher engine will ignore these comments to get the country. So delimiter, you can write anything you want. It will automatically take it up. So country. So so you can display whatever you want it to. So once we have that, once we create this level, so next thing is you can go to the next level. Or if you don't want to go to next level, you just want to print the location details, then what you can close this level. Whatever level we have here, you can close that level here. So how do you close that? Typically you can come here and you can say that I want to close it, saying the end level. I want to end the level G_2 here. Okay. And before these two levels, if you go back to your file, before G_2, there's one more level called data_ts. Okay. So this data_ts is the main data set. Under that, we have all these parents and underscore G_2 is there. We have many things like that. So data_d is actually the primary level. So what we need to do, we have to create one more level at the top here. Saying that we have one more level called data_ts is a primary level here. And we ended the G_2 here. Next thing we have to end the data_ds as well. So it means we have entered the next level as well. So now we have opened with data underscore ds, and sorry, we open with data underscore ds, which is actually matching with data underscore ds. And then another data underscore ds, we have a level underscore g underscore 2. Under g underscore 2, we have this all these columns, and it has a format. Okay, and why we have new record, I will talk about this in a while. So once we have this one, typically what you can do, you can validate it. How do you validate it? Just save it. So let us say, let's do here. We have something here, batch 3. So what I will do, I will save my RTF file here. It should be the RTF file. So I'm going to save this one as take batch 3. What is that? Delimiter based. Delimiter report, like that. Okay, just save it. Once you have the report saved, then typically what you can do next, you need to validate it. To validate it, you have to validate through template viewer. So to validate the template viewer, typically we have to go to the location where we have that file. Oh, sorry. We have this batch 3. So we have to go to this batch 3 folder. So under batch 3 folder, we have the report that we have created already. And also we have to have our data XML file here, data model, to validate. So where is our data model? Our data model is actually in the downloads folder, I guess. So let me, it is in the, sorry, it is in the batch 3. Yeah, somewhere it is there. So I'm going to that location to get the file. So I am now. Yeah, so I'm going to save it here. So my file got saved here. So I will go to my template viewer now. And then I will go again and browse again. Then I use my data model, and it is my, where is my RTF file? Yeah, it is my RTF file. Okay, so just choose RTF file and choose these two. And output format, you have to choose the ETEXT template here. And if you choose ETEXT template and start processing, it should not throw any error here. If it throws any error, it means data is wrong. If it won't throw any error, it can process successfully. It means it created a report like this. So it is a report. So though it is not showing up properly in the notepad, if you can copy it and go to the text pad. I'm going to the text pad. Okay, and if you copy it here, you could able to see the data here. So everything is delimited. So with this, what we are doing here, we are creating the location name, comma country, comma town or city. That is what it is created. And each record, basically what is happening after each record, we are getting the char is written as a character. That is the enter as a character, sorry. Enter as a character after each record. How it is identified? Because new record character we have centered as a character is written. It means that you have to, every record will ended by the char is written. That's the meaning of it. Okay, so with this format we have created the simple ETEXT template, basically a very basic ETEXT template. Okay, if I go back to my PPT again and if I complete the remaining things, maybe you will understand more now. So got stuck.
Lakshmi, this should be possible in EBS as well, right?
Yes, yes. It's a EBS concept only, nothing new.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, if in the Fusion, what I observed in all the implementation is we are extensively relying on these ETEXT templates to do all the integrations basically. So that is the reason I want to stress it a little more than usual.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that is the level. So yeah, I forgot to add one more. So same thing. As I said, to understand the importance of the level, so what I need to do is here, open the level data DS here, another and open the level G2 here. Under that G2, I gave the G2 columns here. If I need to print the value of each G1 value, what do you mean by G1 value? So under G2, we have under this location, we have all these employees here. If I wanted to print employees for each location here, then what I need to do, I need to open one more level here. I need to open a level, one more level here as G1. Okay. And I have to end that level G1 before G2. That format is very important to follow. And then under here, you could again give this same kind of table like this. You can again define the format how you want it to. Now example, I wanted to print the first name and I want to keep 30 characters as the first name, and here I want to give the first name, then I could give the first name. And
here,
sorry,
for each function
ETEXT template functionality is different. We won't use that.
we have to go with the label only then.
We have to go with this, yes. ETEXT templates, we have to go with this. So typically, if you use RTF templates, you can generate the data in the PDF, Excel, HTML like that. If you want to generate a file in a text format or EDA format, EFT format, you have to rely on the ETEXT templates. So in that case, yes, this whatever syntax I am telling here, you have to follow that syntax.
Okay, are there any .xls reports in Fusion?
If you want .xls report, you have to go with the typical. Yesterday we were talking about the BA publisher, typical BA publisher layouts, right? You have to go in that manner. That will give us an Excel format.
But no. Do you have any .xls reports in Fusion?
I mean, your standard reports you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we have many actually standard reports which gives output in Excel file.
Yeah, in EBS we have for some of the XLS reports in PO module, right? Purchasing module.
Right, we do have it. We do have it.
Yeah, we have the same, right? Okay.
Yeah. So first name, and similarly, I will go with a last name.
Does level names have to be same as the names in XML data file, right?
That's right, Pradeep. It should be the same.
Yeah.
Then it can go read it.
And okay, just one more, maybe this may be a basic question. How the XML data file, how's the naming convention there? How is it creating G1, G2?
That is actually, you can, okay, I will show you that basically.
Okay.
So, yeah, give me, after this I will show you. You can
Sure.
always change it if you wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah. So last name, and then I take something else like job code. Something like that. So now under that, I have created G1 group values here. So now if I save it, and if again I go back to my template viewer, it is my template viewer. Just to refresh it, go and open that folder again. Then you might get the latest data here. So now you could choose the data model here, and you can choose that delimiter here, and you click on start processing. It should end the process successfully, and it is the file I got now. So if I copy this file and go to the text pad, and I can paste it, now you can see that for this location we got the employees Michael, Carlos, Diane, Philip, Annie. So these 5 people here under this location. Similarly, under location Global Ops US Atlanta, we have the 5 people. So now imagine, so we got like this. Now imagine if we have more number of relationships, between different data sets in your XML, in our data model. So those hierarchies has to go along with this kind of formats and keep restructuring the data and format the data accordingly. Maybe in the payments module, I have seen some reports where we have multiple hierarchies, where actually if you wanted to derive that hierarchies in the EDI file or EFT file, then typically you should go with these ETEXT templates. Okay, so now before going to the position-based templates, let me walk through the remaining concepts of this. Right. So the level associates the table to an element from XML data file, and that establishes the hierarchy. We have seen that. Okay. And the data fields that are defined in the table for the level corresponds to the child elements of the XML element, basically. So whatever we are defining under this level, whatever childs are there in the XML flag, those things actually we will represent in the under the level. We represent those columns only, basically, right? And another shortcuts here is sometimes under G1, if you wanted to refer G2, you have a provision to refer that. Here you can refer the G2 data element here. You can refer the location name if you want. You can refer inside, basically. So you have the provision for that, but you cannot refer the child element, I mean inside a level element value in the outside level. That is one thing you have to understand. Okay. Now last one is each record. When are we creating any record here, each record must begin with a new record command, basically. That is very important. What is a new record command? That specifies the start of a new record and end of a previous record. So whenever we are seeing this element along, we are able to understand everything. There is one thing called new record. Whenever say a new record, it means that we are creating a new record here. New record is starting from here. And when this new record will end, whenever, if you see any, if level guard ends or when a new record starts, then automatically this new record will end. Okay, so example, if I say new record like this, and here if I say one more new record, in this one more new record, if I give some values here, then automatically what happens here, whenever this first name, last name, job code will be printed, automatically the record will end and the carriage return will get executed and go to the next row, and this data will start printing, basically. That's the new record, basically. So we can have multiple new records in a single level, but that new record means, whenever new record means, it will start printing the data from here in the new line, and this new record will end as and when it finds another new record, or as and when it finds the end level. So that's the difference, basically. Okay, so that's importance. Okay, and yeah, this is the level, basically. And the order of the tables in the template determines the print order of the records. So whatever order we define here, basically this order defines the print order. And at runtime, the system loops through all instances of XML elements to a table level and prints the records belong to the table. That's the importance of level. When we say level start and level end, it actually loops through all the records in that level and keeps printing it till we reach the end of the level. And then system moves to the next table in the template. Next table in sense next level, and it'll keep going to that. And if the levels are nested, then system will generate nested records of child tables before moving up to the next parent instance. It's the common features which we have to remember as and when we go through. So whatever is level or whenever it's a new record, these are all nothing but a command rows, actually. Similar to the what I am talking about a template type and delimited based. As I said, these are commands. Similarly, level is a command, new record is a command. And we have some more commands like that. Basically, we have level is a command, new record is a command. We have something called sort ascending. We have something called sort descending, and also display condition. Display condition in sense whenever you wanted to print any record. Example, to print the location name, we can write a condition. You can have one more. You can write one more column here saying that if location name is I mean, the country is United States, then only print this record. Okay, so example, I have an example I will show you. So condition means if to print this record, example, to print this record, you might keep a condition like if location name is United States or country is United States, then only print the record. If it is not United States, then don't print it. So if you want to keep that kind of conditions, basically, and that condition is also called a command. Okay, and we can do that as well. Okay, so I have given some more information about what is a new record. So when I say new record here, basically what does it do? This new record signifies the start of a record and end of the previous one. And every record in template must start with a new record command. That's what we have seen. The record continues until the next new record, command, or until the end of the table or level command. So that's what we have seen. And table can contain multiple records and therefore multiple new record commands. We can give that. And all the records in a table are the same hierarchy level. That is more important. And they'll be printed in the order in which they're specified in the table. Okay. So record name, right? This record name, whatever record name we have given, this record name can have a name as its parameter. It can be any name. That's not a problem. And this name becomes the name for the record. Once you define a name like this, it will become the name of the record. Example, at the count level 1, if you wanted to count of all the detailed record, I can write like this, saying that I want the count of all these detailed records. I can say like that. Name can be used in the count function or an aggregate function. If you wanted to play around with the count of the record, sometimes we have to display the count of the records. Then typically you can use the record name for that count functions. Okay, so that is important. So let us go and create another example for the position based. Till now we have seen delimited based. Okay, so let's do that. So I'll go and create a new record, and for this format I can copy, and here instead of delimited based, I just need to say okay, where is the example? We have seen some example. Let me. Yeah, position based. So let's give the position based. And position based. Next thing what we need to do, we just need to create the levels basically. So I'm just copying the levels from here, whatever we have already. So we have the positions levels, and under the levels we have something called position based basically. So here we can define the sorry. So we can define the positions here, and once you define the position, again we can end the levels here. So here in the position based, so now we have something called position, length, format, padding, data, and comments. Again, new record starts up a new record, and we have a position. What position you wanted to start the data? Position number 1. And coming to our record again, so ours is starting with G_2. So I'll start with G_2, and first position, how many characters I wanted to print my thing. I want to print up to 20 characters. And what format? It is alphanumeric format. If whatever you are going to print, example, I'm going to print the location name. If the location name is not 20 characters. If location name is less than 20, let's say 10 characters, then what you need to do? Right append with spaces to my location name. If it's less than 10, then right append with spaces to my text. That's what I'm doing. And 1 to 20 is the length. So 21st onwards, sorry, it takes 21 characters. So from 22nd character onwards, print the country. Print the country. And 22nd to up to how many characters you want to print the country. Let us say I wanted to print up to let us say 10 characters. And right append with, again, I can say that, or I could say left append, or I could say left padding, and I could say left padding with star. I could give anything like that. I can give right padding by star, something like that. Okay, and 22 plus 30, 32. So from 33 onwards, go with the length of 20. I want to go with town or city. Okay, so let's give town or city. I want to give town or city. Okay, so it is position based. Now what I need to do, I need to finish up these two. I need to end these two levels together. So I'm going to say end this level. And the level first, I need to end G2 first, and then I need to end this one first later. So I have to end G underscore 2, and then I have to end data underscore ds. So I have got these two things got appended. So now it is ready. So what I will do, I will go and save again. So here I will say it as a position based file. So I would say it is a RTF file, and tech capacity, it is a position based report. Okay, so just save it. And once we have this saved, then what we need to do, again, we can go to this and do the validation. Here I have it now, and I have position report now. It is RTF file, output format is ETEXT, then start processing. So it should open up a file with the position based. It's not the one. Oh, no. Let's do again. Let's start processing. Yes, so see here, our file got generated here. So if I go and open it in the text pad, so we got data here. So we got the location name and the country right pad by the stars and the town or city name. So it got a position based. So first position to the 20th position, we got the location name. So first position, if you see here, first position name to 20th position, we have that. From 21st onwards, we have the year started up to 22nd to 10, basically. From 22nd position to till 10, basically 32, 30, 31. And then we got the town and city. So this is the position based. Now we can actually deploy these two things together into the Fusion application, and you could able to run the reports basically. So what I could do, I quickly go to the Fusion, and I will go ahead and quickly what is our I think it is our data model. So let me confirm that. No, it's not our data model. So our data model should have two data sets, right? One data is set first that. So let me. So yesterday we have built employee query data model, I guess, or employee location master data. It is the one I think we created. So let me make sure it is our data model. What are you working on? So it is our data model, and we have this data, right? So it works. So with this data model, I will create a new report. Save as sample data. Okay, create a report. While creating the report, I will consider. I won't take this guided route help. I will just go and upload the template here. So I would say ETEXT report 1, and I will browse the which report we will go with. Let's go with the delimited based report. So type here, I would say ETEXT template, and locale it should be English. So we have to do that. Upload it, then automatically file is uploaded here. So where is the data model here? Okay, so let me save the report. Okay, so my report is emp text report 1, something like that. Okay, click on OK. Now we got the report created. If we click on view report, then typically it will display the data in the text file. So this is the file it got created in the delimited format. See the location name, and that we have the 5 people, and we have location name and the 5 people. See, we have long list of people got created, and which we can download into text file. Once you get the data in text file, typically which can be used, or what we can do, if we can schedule this report. Basically, if we can schedule this report, and here in the output, basically destination type, we have email here. In reality, we can, if we have FTP server configured, so basically I configured one FTP server which doesn't work. Basically, I can configure FTP server, and basically here in the FTP server, if it works, it doesn't work. I just added something for our testing. So we can send this file to the server, something like whatever bank or whatever customer give us their FTP server. We can typically go to the FTP server. They will give us some directory, some payments, some directory, and what file name you wanted to send this data. You can give the file name, some text file underscore. You can give the date, person name, %d, %y. Automatically appends the month, date, and y of the report run date. And you can go ahead and you can schedule this report. Basically, it doesn't work. This FTP server is not fully functioning. So you can schedule the report to run every monthly or whenever on first Monday or whatever. And you can make that report to go to the respective destination accordingly. You can do that. Okay, so that is the way the ETEXT templates will work. And yes, you could always query for the ETEXT. So we have the very information. Create an ETEXT template. This information is good enough for us. So most of my documentation from here only. We can take this information which is clearly understandable, and whatever demonstration we had today, which is very good enough for us to start with. So whenever someone asks you to create any outbound integrations, basically if the need is to have it in EDA format or EFT format, blindly you have to go to start with the ETEXT templates. Okay, right. So with that, EDA EFT templates are done, and the last one in the BA publisher, usually I cover to my batches, is the bursting. So basically, bursting is a mechanism which we will be using most of times. Let us say our requirement is such a way that we have a requirement that let us say pay slips. So every paycheck, every pay period, basically what happens, pay slips will be generated. So our requirement is such a way that their pay slip should be delivered to their individual mailboxes. When our payroll process runs, we wanted to deliver the individual pay statements to their emails. That's the requirement. Okay, so we know how to generate the data for the payroll or payroll data. We know how to generate the data. Once we generate the data out of the system, right, then the data will be like this. Whatever we have created just now, right? Let us say we have the payroll data will be like this. Data of all the employees information. Now our requirement is to whatever information you have it here, split that information by each and every individual employee and generate a report for each and every individual employee and send that report to their mailboxes. Or we might have another requirement, like we have a data, let us say we have the we have the payments data, and whatever payments data got generated out of the system, maybe if that payment related to the US, send it to different bank. If it is UK, send it to different bank. So whatever payments data we receive, that data has to split by country and delivered to the respective bank servers, respective SFTP servers. So if our requirement is that get the data, split the data, and deliver the data. If that is the what requirement is, then typically we have to rely on the bursting mechanism. And we know how to, I mean, if we work in the legacy EBS systems, we know how the bursting mechanism works here. Similarly, we need to understand how do the bursting mechanism works in the Fusion applications. Okay, so let's figure it out. Okay, so for that, I will actually take the existing data model, whatever we have. So we have the let's see. I'll take some data model and come up with the requirement. So this data model has some salary information. So it has some salary information, but it doesn't have email IDs. So let me go with something else. Actually, I created one. So it is a query, basically whatever query you wanted to write your own query. This is the query we have written. So this is a query basically. So this query basically pulls all the employee information. It pulls all the information along the person number, first name, last name with the username, email address, like that. And it has also some salary amount. It's a query. Whatever requirement you have, it's a query just like that. Okay. And if you run this query, basically, and this query is actually filtering only 2 people because I don't want to send emails to everyone within the system. Basically, that's the reason I got only 2 people. So only 2 employee records are there. And for these 2 employees, basically, I have given my email address. Okay. So yeah, I give my email address, and you can, if you choose more number of employees, more number of records will come, but most of the email addresses are not working. So that is the reason it doesn't is of no use testing like that. So I gave only for 2 employees, and that is my query basically. What this query will do, it will just pull the employee information along with the salary. It doesn't have salary. No. Salary is there, but we are not printing it. No, we are printing it. Salary amount is there. It is there actually. So okay, let us say I am just hard coding the salary amount here. Basically, they don't have salaries maybe. So I will say that if NVL of salary amount is null, then print some, give some.
Oh, so the G1, G2 names are coming from here. Okay.
Oh, yes. Yes. Sorry, I forgot.
It's coming from here, right?
Yep, it's coming from here.
Exactly.
It is a G1 actually. So if you want to change that, you could able to change the group name here like this. So if you change the group name, automatically change there. So
Okay.
yeah. So now these people has salary amounts here. So example, they have 50,000 salary, right? So we got this data. Now bursting, to create bursting, typically what we need to do, we have something called bursting here. You have to go to bursting, and this is the we have to give some name basically. So and then bursting query is the main which will define everything basically, this query. So this bursting query actually will define basically what you are planning to do. What you are planning to do means how do you want to split the data, how do you want to deliver the data, and where do you want to deliver it. Do you want to deliver it to the emails, or do you want to deliver it to the fax machines? You want to deliver it to the SFTP servers? How do you want to deliver? Basically this split by and deliver by, basically these two things comes from the query, whatever query you have defined already. From that query you can get this information. Do you want to split by what? I want to split by person number. These are all the columns what is available in the G_1. I want to split by person number and deliver by person number. And some countries, sometimes what happens, you want to split by country. Split by country means that country whatever record is there, split by country and deliver by country or something like that. Split by department or deliver by country. So we can do the multiple combination here, as our requirement here is to send their salary information by splitting by person number and deliver by the person number. That's why I have given split and deliver as both. And this query is more important. So before explaining this query, so this query is more important. Basically, this from condition is same as whatever we have or we already have in the data model. Okay, whatever from whatever data we have in the data model, same query, same from condition is there here. But this where condition matters everything. Okay, so for that, so bursting can be delivery. Basically what happens here, whatever the query I've written here, that query will have all these things: key, template, locale, output format, delivery channel, time zone, these things. So these are the things. If you want to deliver the channel by email, then you have to define these parameters. If you want to deliver by the printer, you have to define these parameters. If you want to deliver FTP server, you have to define these parameters. That's what you have to do in the select query. So here same thing happened. So these are the list of parameters what is happening here. Okay, so the parameters typically starts from here. Okay, and these are all actually based on this information. Basically what happens, first one is key. Key is delivery key, deliver by element. So key is I'm delivering by the person number. And next thing is template. Whenever you create the layout, right? So once we have a data model, next step what we do, we create a RTF template, or we do something like that. And once we upload the template, you give a layout name, right? So that is a layout name here basically. So here what I will do, I'm going to create a layout. For now I'm going to give that tech batch 3 bursting layout. I'm going to give this name for here. Okay, it is my template. And what is the template format? It is RTF format. That's what we are trying to give. And what is the output? I'm not giving. Basically by default it will be true. And delivery channel, what is the delivery channel? My delivery channel is email basically. So here I'm giving output locale output format here, and by delivering my email is my delivery channel here. Okay, and we can define time zone. We have given calendar. So we have defined output name. So output name is optional, I think. The name will be assigned to the output in the report job history. So yeah, so that is the data. And if it is email, then what parameters you are going to give here, that is more important, basically the 6 parameters. So here parameter 1, my email address. So what our employee email address is, that's what we are giving. How we are getting this email? This email is from this query, basically email address. And parameter 2, do you want to give any CC here? Parameter 2 CC, basically I can give some CC if you wanted to, else you can leave it blank. And parameter 3 is from whom you will be saying that you send this email. Okay, I would say from is hradmin@rainbowinstitute.com. Okay, and parameter 4, what is the subject? I would say congratulations on your salary increase. Okay, and parameter 5, what is the message body? I am saying thanks for all your support, please find the compensation statement attached. And parameter 6, do you want to attach it the value if the format is a PDF or not? So as we are saying the format as a PDF, output format as a PDF, I am saying this value as true, basically. Yeah, true. And parameter 7, reply to. If someone got the email, if they wanted to reply to whom it should get replied to, then typically you can give this reply to as same thing. You can say HR example reply to, I want to reply back to something like that. So you can use it like this, right? So this is the parameters you're defining, how you're bursting the data here. Similarly, if you're doing your FTP, then you have to give a server name here, username, password, directory, file name, and if you secure SFTP, you have to give it as a true, like that. Once you define that, that means your bursting is ready, basically. So now you can copy it.
So we can send, other non-PDF files also, right, as an attachment.
Yes, yes, we can do.
Then the parameter 6 should be or must be no.
This one is false.
Yeah, no or false, true or false.
Yes, basically, if it is a PDF format, yeah, if output is PDF format,
not SML. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then.
Okay, so we got.
But we need to give the true output as PDF, or what we can mention the parameter 4, not parameter 4.
Output format, we can have all these things.
Any. Only for PDF we can put it as true.
True. Yes.
So,
keep it as false. Yeah.
So we are not going to attach any control file here, right? By specifying all the host details.
You're talking SFTP?
Yeah. We can attach the data template for all burstings. We can attach the control file, the .cpl file.
No, that's not there anymore. We have to drive everything from here only.
Through select statement only.
Yes. That's the difference.
Okay. So are you going to be specify anywhere some host?
Actually, I'm delivering by email here. So that's why reason I'm not specifying any host here. As we are delivering by email, so nothing to worry about the host. So I'm taking this one and I'm going to keep it here because this is my bursting query, which I'm delivering by email here. Okay. So I got it. So let's save it and go to view data. Just make sure we have some data here. Okay. Now what I will do, I will export this file, save as sample data, export the file and save the file. And I will quickly create one RTF report. So I'll quickly create RTF report here saying that I will insert okay, so yeah, so I would say where is that in data, load sample data. Simple downloads. So I think 1049. Yeah, it is the one that insert successfully. I would say dear and insert the field. So I would say first name, insert, comma, last name, insert. So I would say no, basically we need to loop loop through, what I will do, instead of doing like this, let me loop it through and then write it. So what I will do, I will insert table or form. Everything is coming into the screen. So I will drag all nodes here, and I will take out this first name, last name, email address. I'll keep username. Okay, so I will say, instead of table, I will say free form like this. So okay, so it's going to loop everyone. So in this, I will write down something like that. Say to your first name, comma last name. I would write congratulations on your salary increase of this is the one, it is salary increase of whatever. So salary increase of your salary increase, and thanks for your continuous support. Support in department. Yeah, something like that. So continuous in I would say continuous support in location and department, something like that. Okay, so that's it. Department. Okay, so regards HR manager, Rainbow Institute, something like that. Okay, so we have given that continuous. That's what we have given. So yeah, and if you wanted to have, we can keep some images here. So something like that. Yep, something like that. We can keep it here. And then yeah, something like that. And then I'm going to validate it now. Let's save it. So maybe sorry, posting RPT, something like that. Save it. So let's see the validation errors. If you have any validation errors, so there are no validation errors. And just quickly preview the PDF with the data whatever we have. Let us see whatever data we are trying to print is coming properly or not. Yeah, it is coming properly here. So we got the year whatever. So we got the data. So now we wanted to split it and send it across multiple people, right? So we got this. So now what I need to do, I will go here and create the report now. And then I will use report editor, finish. And the report, what report you wanted to give, AMP salary, bursting RPT. Okay, so I want to upload the layout. So this layout is important. What layout we have given previously here? We have given the layout as TB3 bursting layout. That is the layout should match here. That is very important. And the template file, AMP salary bursting RPT, and what type it is RTF template, and local is English. So upload it. So you got the file uploaded now. Okay, just to test it, you can test the view report. It will just test the data here. Now how the bursting will work now. Okay, before make the bursting to work, you have to make sure in the properties you have to enable the bursting. That is very important. When you enable the bursting in the data model, you may create any number of burstings. In that, you have to choose what bursting you wanted to use. Once you enable the bursting, click OK. Then your bursting is ready. Now what you need to do, if you want the report to work, typically what we need to do is we need to schedule the report. Basically, now what I will do, I will schedule the report. And it is my report and output. Yes, previously, if you remember, whenever we are scheduling the report, every time we used to get destination here. But as this report has the bursting enabled, automatically this option got chosen here. Okay, this option is chosen here. Use bursting definition, determine output and delivery destination. Right? Got it. So now schedule it. I want to schedule once notification. Once it is run, typically send email to me. Okay, so yeah, that's it. So now submit it and give some name, test bursting. Okay, now it is submitted. So now what should happen? Now it will go ahead and the report will be submitted. Now to get the status, what you will do, go return and go here and look to the job history. In the jobs history, see the test bursting. So test bursting is successful. So let me, so it means if I go to my mailbox now, let me go to my mailbox. So I got my 2 emails. See that? I got 2 emails. See that? It got, so this is the first report. Dear Mandy, your salary is increased. And I got another email separately. So dear Mary and May, your is successful. So now we bursted the report and delivered into multiple people. That's what it happens. If you see, if you got more number of burstings, see that typically our data is one. Data got split into two reports actually. See that? If you want to see the output, sorry.
Lakshmi, did you hard code the email ID?
No.
Because all the 2 reports are sent to your email ID. That is the reason I was asking.
The reason is for both the employees, I have given the same email address.
Your email ID?
Yeah, my email ID only. So what happened before our session, basically if you see the email address, this email is coming from the table actually. So for these 2, I have given only 2 employees here. For these 2 employees, I have given my email ID. So if you go to the employee number 10, if I say employee number 10, so if you go to manage person, and in that if you see the email addresses, personal information, in the email address, my email is given here. So home email is my email address. That is the reason in my query, I have given the email type as H1. Only
so
the
we have one more email, right? The work email something. So how come it will pick up first?
Because I have given the email type as H1, home email. So yeah, I mean, I just for yeah, I have given like that. Okay. Right. So yeah, if you burst it, typically if you split the data, whatever number of splits happens, each report will form like this. If you want to see the report output also, you can click here. Automatically it will open up the report here. Only one report got created. So you have that provision as well. So yeah, you can do that. So that's how the bursting mechanism will work. And for some reason, if this report won't go to the destination, FTP server or email, then status will be say as a warning basically. So in that case, what you can expand it and you could see the status here. If status is failed for some reason, then automatically you can click on this one. It will say that delivery is failed because it is not reachable or email got bounced. It will give some information basically. If you want to send it again, then typically what you can do, you can click on send again. It will again try to send to that email box. Here you can modify the reply to or whatever and you can modify the information accordingly. You can do that. Okay. Right. So with that,
what is the republish then? I thought republish is the same functionality which you just now mentioned.
This one, yeah,
Republish.
yeah, it absolutely run the report again basically. So if you want to do that, then typically you can send again for everyone, and you want to export everything into PDF file.
We have one more. Just you discussed something about the one option, send or something, right? So we have two options here. Then send and the republish, and each and every record or each and every. So
yeah, send means you can send for everyone basically. That's the meaning of it.
republish also.
Republish means republish will allow you to send the data for everyone. If you click, if
can
you
you
keep.
scroll to the right side? Can you scroll to the right side? Yeah, if you send.
It is for individual user.
Okay.
It is for every user.
Okay, send will use to reinitiate the email if it is if it is error.
It send republish. The send means whatever output got generated, that output will go to this respective destination. Republish means it will again run the data, run the report, again generate the data, and again sends the data. That's the difference.
Okay.
Okay, so if send means whatever data got generated as this timestamp, only that data will go. Republish means again regenerate the data and send the data. That's the difference.
Oh, if there are changes in between,
yes.
so it will pick up the data only.
Yes, that's true.
Database. Okay.
Okay, so yep, and tomorrow we will start with personalization basically, and then personalization customization, how many ways it will be, and then later we will be having the workflows, and with that basically we can officially conclude the session. In between this weekend we are going to have session on full automation of using web services. I'm going to use the front end, loading the data into the system, and also calling these reports using web services into our custom system. So we will see that. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So any questions?
Thank you, Lakshmi.
Thank you, Pradeep. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.